It used to be called Collaborative Apps Roundtable. Today, it's taken a new shape, Copilot Agents Roundtable. And thank you all so much for dialing in on this call. We hope it's a conversation, and we hope we share plenty of goodness. Session is being recorded, so first things off the bat, the recording of the session will be shared with you. Just give me a day's time. Once it's done, I will crop it, edit it, put it together, and send it across. A few quick house rules. Use the chat. You are actually allowed to unmute and ask questions during the flow of the session. Of course, if it's directly on the topic that's being shared, please feel free to keep this very interactive. But we have plenty of people from Microsoft in the meeting, so start posting your questions in chat as we go through the content, and we'll be able to give you plenty of good documentation and answers. And otherwise, please do stay muted. There's lots of good content to cover, and Copilot is a vast topic. So I'll be honest in saying it'll be super unfair if I think I can actually cover this, or we can actually cover this within the hour. So we might not get into the depths of its intricacies or the range of its possibilities for sure. But we hope this is an inspiring and exciting session. And at the end of the session, most importantly, we will give you a small call to action. If you liked what you saw and you want to do something similar for your organization, which is enable Copilot agents for everybody in your organization, reach out to us. We'll set up more individual sessions. Some of you might have already had those sessions, but we'll do more of them to get this going for you. With that being said, and we've crossed the magic number of over 100 folks on the call. Thanks everybody for joining in. Quick view of the agenda. I'll be first inviting Sneha to tell us all about Copilot for All. What does this mean? And she will set the stage for us before we actually get into agents. I have two people who have challenged me and saying that they're going to create agents in this call. So I hope the demo gods are in their favor, but we're actually going to watch agents get created live, how you can create agents and enable agents for everybody in your organization. And they've said they can do it over a cup of coffee. So it depends on how large your mug is or how quickly you drink your coffee, but we're actually going to see agents get created live. And I will wrap it up with some call to actions, and we'll have dedicated time for questions, but feel free to keep it interactive. Thanks again for joining. Sneha, if you're on the call, please tell us about Copilot for All. People on the call might have already started their journey, or they're just starting the journey. So it'll be really helpful if you give us more about it.
Thank you, Harish, and a warm welcome to all of you. I think Harish has already set the stage on fire, so let me kick it off. Could you just play that slide, Harish? I think this slide should not be new to many of you, and you would have seen this slide. And driving our own mission in Microsoft, where we want to empower every employee with Copilot, and we want to transform every business process with agents, right? With that backdrop, if you see what we want to ensure that for our end users, which is employees in your organizations, and it includes everyone in different functions that they are working across, that we want to make Copilot as the UI for AI. What do I mean by that? We want to make Copilot as the single entry point for all their AI experiences. And in the back end, I think that is also the window for them to access all the agentic AI solutions through that window. So that's the intent, while we say that Copilot is the UI for AI as well. Having said that, the base for all of this is the Copilot control system, and I'll talk about it in a while. With that, let me open up what is Copilot Chat and how does it enable your users in your organization. Copilot Chat actually involves three critical components. It is the web-grounded AI experience that we want to give to all your users in the organizations who are on M365 stack. So this is the free AI version, which is secure, compliant, and comes with all the access and the governance guardrails that your IT admin can do. So that's Copilot Chat for you. That is on the web-grounded information. At the same time, with Copilot Chat, you can give your users to create agents, the capability to create agents and the capability to use agents. We will dive a little bit deeper. As Harish mentioned, our colleagues here will show you how easy and simple it is to create some of these low-hanging agents. At the same time, I think your organizations will have more complex scenarios, which will need a little bit of deep diving in terms of creating these agents at the right in-app experiences, right? Because there are different ways to create an agent, which will be talked about in a while. So Copilot web-grounded information, which is free, available to you. It's secure and compliant. The reason I'm stressing on the word secure and compliant is because today, none of the organizations have dearth of any AI solutions that is, excuse me, available today, right? But what we want to offer you that this Copilot chat is a secure platform which comes from the same IT governed guardrails that your organization has invested or trusted into. So that's where it is coming, and it is an approved enterprise grade secure platform for your users where you don't need to worry about any kind of data leakage or data concerns as well on the governance side. The third aspect which I want to talk about is this Copilot chat, which is free for your end users, comes with the IT governance and control system. Now, what does this control system entail? Who all can create agents? Who all can use agents? Some of the agents will be free when it is grounded in the web side of it. Some of the agents would need to consume meter, which is we call as a paid agent as well. So those need to be configured so that the agents are consuming the right meters in the backend, and your organization can actually control this consumption mechanism at an end user level. So all those guardrails in terms of who can create, who can use, and who can consume at a capped level, different persona. That's how the AI control, the Copilot control system gives. What comes with Microsoft 365 Copilot is over and above of all the capabilities that comes with your Copilot chat. Microsoft 365 Copilot is your personal AI assistant, right? And it will give you all the goodness of Copilot across all your M365 apps, which is Word, PowerPoint, Excel. So all the productivity suite that you're using today, Copilot can work on top of that. So that comes with the paid version. On the agent side, I think everything that comes to you on the Copilot chat is available in M365 Copilot as well. Plus, it is not metered for most of this, leaving the autonomous part, right? Rest all is encompassed within this solution offering that is coming to you. And last piece, there are some advanced analytics and some advanced governance capabilities that comes with M365 Copilot in the paid version because of the kind of agents that get used in this ecosystem. With that, let's move to the next slide, Harish. This is the UX experience that you will see once your organization enables everyone in your all the users in your organizations on Copilot Chat. So this is the UI that you will see. This is the free, secure AI platform that I have been talking repeatedly about. And I am sure none of you would be unaware of the way we want to use this AI platform. These are the prompting techniques that you want to use and ace it to the best of your use cases, right? And the last slide, if in my talk track, I just want to cover, and which is Harish and my favorite slide as well.
Yes.
So when we look at an organization, the pace of AI adoption is very different for each organization. Each of your organizations are at different maturity curve of AI transformation journey. Having said that, one size does not fit all, right? And hence we are saying that everyone in your organization, every persona in your organization needs to be enabled with or empowered with Copilot Chat, which is the free AI version. There would be a subset of users who need advanced capabilities, and those are the users who need M365 Copilot, right? But having said that, if you pull the slide up fully, everyone in the organization is with that blue icon which says that either you are on the advanced version of M365 Copilot or you are on the free version of Copilot Chat with the capability to create an agent, right? Now, the pace at which you are moving, there will be now plethora of agents that that you will build in your organizations, and your IT teams would need to manage that agent. And that's where we say the Copilot governance control system will give that capability, how these agents, which are created through different mechanisms, whether it is a declarative agent, whether it is a custom engine agent, or it is fully on the pro code platform as well. So all of these agents can be governed through one single mechanism through the integrated apps. So that's what I wanted to land, that we need to take this call that today Copilot Chat needs to be enabled for your users because all your users are using different kind of AI solutions, and we want to ensure that you as the owner of your organization, you want to give an enterprise grade ready AI solution, which is an approved AI solution.
I love
With
this
that,
slide because,
Harish, back to you.
Sneha, this is so real of what we're seeing with so many customers, where They have a subset of users using M365 Copilot, but they're able to give everybody else in their organization Copilot Chat. So everybody has the same seamless, secure experience. And we're starting to see that over time, as you want to scale transformation and you want more and more users to have the M365 Copilot experience, depending on need, more users shift towards M365 Copilot, and other users remain on the free, secure Copilot chat version. But this is, I love this slide because it's so simple, but it explains so well how over time, how organizations are actually scaling. And yeah, Sneha, this is exactly what you said. The goal being Copilot as a assistant for every employee. So every employee has a Copilot, and because you can actually have Copilot for everybody in the organization through the Copilot Chat free version and the M365 Copilot paid version. Now, every business process which touches people across the organization can be transformed through Copilot agents. Am I right? Did I get that?
You did justice. Yeah, I think there's one more slide, Harish. Sorry, I missed that. So after this.
No. This is where we wanted
This is
to.
good. Okay.
Oh, do we have a question from
But
someone?
only one input my
That might be somebody on.
try with
Yeah. Okay. No, but thank you so much, Neha. Really nice way of setting the stage for agents, because that's what we want to focus on more on this call. Thank you so much. I actually want to not take any more time. I'm going to challenge. I'm going to let Niranjan. I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to let Niranjan and Raghav take the stage here. See this all in action. Copilot for everybody. Copilot agents for all. What does this mean? Like, how easily can it be created? Niranjan, if you're there, feel free to steal the screen and make this magic happen.
I am going to do that. So yeah, thanks Harish. Great. So Sneha was just mentioning that there's some background noise. It'll be great if folks can go on mute. Thank you so much. Yeah. So great thing that Sneha has mentioned that Copilot is now for everyone. Agents can be created by all. Let's just see how that happens. And so no deck for now. I'm just going to directly spring onto action. It's going to be that easy. All of you folks on the call, maybe grab a coffee. When you finish it, I'll tell you how you can create an agent within that. So all you need to do is go to your m365.cloud.microsoft/chat. Most of you would also know this is the best chat landing page. You can just land it over here. You'll be seeing this Copilot bar where you have these messages. And now you see this button over here which says create an agent. Now, with the Copilot for an initiative, everyone will be able to create agents for themselves. So if I click on it, it's going to open a simple, very user-friendly screen where it'll ask you, how do I help you in building one? So we can quickly go to configure. And now I'll tell you what are the parts that the agent needs. So a Copilot agent will need the name of how do you refer it. What is the description? Basically, this is a way for you to tell to your users that what is the agent capable of doing, what is it meant to do. And the instructions is the part where you give clear human instructions to the agent, in which what is it supposed to do, how is it supposed to function, what all things are in its scope, and how is it supposed to deliver its output to the user who's using it. So the instructions make the bare bones skeletal blueprint of the entire agent. And now you have other capabilities also, depending on your use cases, you can toggle on and off. And this is where the startup prompt. So a lot of places, instead of leaving it as simple open chat, you can aid your users in creating startup prompts that will help them make it easy for a quicker zero-state conversation. Now I'll quickly go back to the slide and let's kind of visualize what that we will be creating today. So most of you, almost all of us, are going to handle projects in our daily life. And so what I was trying to say is, why don't we create that as an agent? So what if there was an AI assistant, a project assistant that can help you in all your project management tasks, creating it, that too over a quick cup of coffee. So I have quickly shown you how the agent builder looks like. Now, this is where we get to the Jamboard, quickly brain on what are we going to do with this assistant. So our goal here would be to have a project management AI assistant which gives guidance on project concepts, retrieves information from different files, your uploaded ones, or from the web, has access to accurate project information and helps your employees in making data-driven and efficient decisions. So the end user personas here can be the end users, the normal ICs, or even the project leads or the other project management personnel can be using this assistant. So there are three functional KPIs that the agent will contribute to. The experience of employees, giving a much simpler, easier, and a very intelligent way of approaching project management. Greatly improve your operational efficiency because that is where AI comes into effect. And most important point is saving your time, your cost, and enhance your overall productivity with this agent. Now, a quick example of scenarios on the slide where it can be handy: steps in creating a plan, agile methodology steps, defining the variables, all the task prioritizations, and all a lot of quick questions that you can think of a project management assistant. Now, let's move on to the next slide. This is how it looks like. I've shown in real time how it's going to be there. Now let's quickly go on to configure it. So to ease in the process, what I've done is you've seen the description, agent instructions, and all the other the boxes, the placeholders for these boxes in the agent builder configuration. All I'm just going to do is I've written it down. You could also plan it the same way when you're trying to build one. Quickly copy paste all these things over there. So again, practical. We go back to the browser where this is being there. Our agent is going to be project assistant. I'm quickly naming it as project assistant. Why not? It will also show you the real-time updates on the right. It'll keep loading up. And for ease, I've also copied them in the clipboard. So the description is going to be same from the where there. So basically, project assistant is a specialized AI-powered assistant to design these ones. So this will help you get it. It's a little bit more. We can cut down a little too because it's just for your team to understand what this is going to do. So I've created a description here. It'll come back. So anyone who's using it will know what the agent is about. Now coming to the instruction part, which forms the backbone of the agent. Now I've copy pasted it. I've told the agent that you are an agent who is supposed to do such things. What is its scope? How do you access data? What do you do when there's an out of scope query? And all the other important things, the roadmaps that you want to content that you want it to be mentioned about. And also try to mention how it's supposed to reply to you, bullet points, list comparison, the tone of the agent, all those things. So you can customize it as per your needs and requirements. Now we quickly go down. The startup prompts is the one that I was saying, make it easy for your folks to kind of quickly start up with a scenario. So I've also copied this, create a project plan. The second one will be meetings. Quickly going on to the other one could be like project risks management. Then we can go on to adding a new row of maybe best practices of meetings. That is good. And then insights from the file, maybe you have a file, you need to get insights from the agent based on your file. This one. The other one is since it's updating in real time, be a little slow, wait for it to complete. So it's kind of you can even see on the right side that it's loading it up. Now for the project plan, it's how we create a project using as a methodology. The next one is going to be which technology stacks that you want to be included today. Risks. Let's see how it. Then see how do you effectively manage risks. And then on the right again we'll have let's say meetings. And then we go with file uploads. Then we will improve the collaboration. So if you see on the right, all your chips, all these real estate chips are very neatly available for a user creating it. For user accessing it, it's very quick to start the conversations. Now I'm just going to create, let the AI agent creation magic happen in the background. Harish, I feel that was before your coffee.
No, that was. I'm still halfway through my cup of coffee.
Great.
But no, this is really cool, and thanks for actually like building it in real time. I think the instructions part is something very critical. We have some documentation on it. We'll actually post that in the chat as well. The instructions really help you define the behavior of the agent. This is where you start to customize, right? Because every organization's
Correct.
need will be different. So how you describe your agent and what sort of instructions you give to the agent is where is where the distance or difference starts to be. But now back to you, Niranjan.
Sure. So once you create the agent, the best part is this link works only for you by default. So if I'm being smart, no, I'll just keep the agent for myself. Or be a good person and be like, hey, I'll share it with my friends and colleagues. Let everyone take benefits of it. Or you want to be like, no, there's a little, I just want to give for some people. So it's all up to you. So all these, I'm a good person, so I'm just going to make it available for all folks in the organization. I can share it with everyone. So once it's there, I'll just copy this link and send to Harish. And now, voila, this is where you see your agent in real time. You see the project assistant added over here. I'm going to click on that. So this is our agent in real time action. So it's the AI agent is being so beautiful, super powerful, yet at the same time very effortless to create and quick to run up. And let's say we'll test it off
Niranjan,
now.
test it. Yeah. I want to see this
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
action. Hey, this was our bet. I need to see this in action.
doing so. So, Harish, for my project, I just wanted to suggest me what do I like, how can I create a new plan using the agile methodology? So now, if you remember in instructions, I had mentioned clearly be professional, also use neatly listed bullet points and exactly what it is done. So define the project vision, identify the goals, backlog, sprints, and everything. Uh, Perfect kind of a skill. What I'll show you is even going a little bit further. I'll upload a file. I'll bring even more flavors of the agent. So let's say I have a January expense report for my project that I'm working on and be like, hey, can you tell me what are the uh, approved and let's say approved items in my budget and what is the largest unapproved one?
Oh, challenging. Okay, let's go. Because that's more real life, or that's more realistic in terms of what
Correct.
people will need to do.
So it's saying, hey, here approved, and I want to know which is the largest unapproved expense. Oh shit, I haven't approved my employee salary. So this is how it I didn't have to tell you the entire. I just quickly uh, communicate with it as much easy as I'm talking to another human. And I just told it, can you tell me what are the approved items and what is the largest unapproved one? It's able to go through it and it's also telling what is the largest unapproved expense on my pending one. This is just the tip of the iceberg. A lot more can be done. I'll just leave it to you folks to try, explore, and unlock a lot more power of these agents. So now I'll go back to the PPT. Give me a second. Let us. So there is one more assistant that I can quickly show it to you. Now you've created one. It's time to grab another coffee. Harish, one more coming on your way.
All right. And I think this deck, if I'm not wrong, has the instructions and the sample prompts that you have actually used. So just a note for everybody on the call, I'll do my best to actually get these decks also out to you. So this is something that you can actually try on your own.
There's a video. So what I've done, there's a video, you can quickly go through it. All of this. So again, quickly another IT self-help agent. One is a project management flavor where it's your personal, you can track it. What if you need an IT self-help for all your employees that join and anytime anything that comes up, you need a quick agent. They don't have to wait for overnight or over the weekend. It's going to be instantaneous replies. So the same process altogether, define your persona, who's going to use it, what is your purpose, and the key processes, self-service workflows, consistencies, onboarding experiences, the business process impact. So most of it is going to be like you're reducing costs, reducing times, and super assistance on being fast and in on the spot responses for your employees. And it's also going to increase productivity, as we said, enhance employees' experience, and the improve service standards. So now this is how I've already shared it for you folks. I've written it down, the description of the agent, instructions, how it's supposed to behave, how it's supposed to access. And the next one is the out of scope. If something doesn't fall in the scope, kindly refer it. Because let's not waste time of folks. We create it to be very much purposeful on what it's supposed to do. And these are the startup prompts as well. I have preloaded it all again back to our board where I'll show it to you. This is the IT self-help assistant where same thing, I've same process, I've shared it all, gotten all the starter prompts here. It's ready to see. Now I'm creating it. So this is as easy as it gets and as powerful as it gets to in the same way to create impactful agents for your workflow. Let us wait until this is being done.
I love how you keep saying starter agent because
Awesome,
when organizations start exploring this, this is definitely being part of a journey. So your first agent or the first version of the agent could very well be a starter agent, and it has a set of instructions, or it is able to like be grounded on the web to be able to give you responses. But oh, there you go. It's okay. It's already in action. Sorry, but I assume you can do more, Niranjan, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, Harish. Again, switch back to our slides. So a lot of people now, as Harish said, these are starter prompts, quick to spin up, quick to configure, get it started. But what if you want to kind of extend its capabilities to do more? And that is also possible today. The summary of this, I'm going to run through a quick slides where this will show you what is all that we have it today. So this link will be shared on the chat. You can also access it. It's going to show you what is all possible in the free tier today, what all things that you can do today. And in case you want to extend the capabilities, you want to you want the agent to unlock more capabilities to achieve more, that is where your metering or the premium scenarios also come into place. So here there are two columns. I've simplified it a little bit more for you to see that there is the free chat tier, the consumption one where you can go using the pay-as-you-go basis or the metering tier, basically through the message pack consumptions. The other one is the Copilot M365 Copilot premium offering, which is $30 per month per user scheme. Now, on all these things, let me quickly tell you this is what I have shown you today. So if you see, a lot of things, or in fact, most of things fall into free tier, like having your agent created on web data, using the agent builder, the studio in exactly this chat, the ability to upload a file and ask questions based on that, completely grounding it on the web, all of it comes free today. Also, as Neha had mentioned, some of the IT controls, IT management controls, agent management, EDP, it's all packaged into the free one. In case you want to bring extra capabilities, like you want to bring in your work data, you want to kind of bring in your work files, that is all that can also be done with a metered tier. So the triangles, the orange triangles represent where you can bring in metering to expand agents capabilities. So let's say even for the chat grounded on work data or agents that need your work data, let's say you have files in SharePoint or your graph connectors, all that can be brought in through the grounding role and the metered grounding role. The personal assistant is where you would kind of need the M365 Copilot license, most of it. So this is what's interesting is, Harish, can I call Raghav to kind of expand more on this?
Yeah, I'm already seeing like so much here. I mean, you asked a question of what's interesting. I actually have an answer. This is in no time you were actually leveraging quite a few of those rows in terms of what is available free within M365 Copilot Chat. And if I understand correctly, the one row that starts to get metered or is consumption based. And there were a couple of questions in terms of the licensing and whether this is bundled or not. So as we can clearly see here, the third column is the licensed version, which of course is the premium version that gives you all of the capabilities. And the Copilot Chat version gives you Copilot Chat and agent capabilities. And actually, most of the agent capabilities that come with the licensed version as well. And the one row that I see where it starts to get metered within the first row that I see that it starts to get metered is your grounding on work data, which of course starts to get critical. Yeah, please bring Raghav in. Would love to know more about that.
I want to see it in action. Raghav, steal the screen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Harish, Niranjan. Thank you. Awesome. Okay. Just want to make sure my screen is visible to everyone. Screen is visible, right? Niranjan, Harish?
Yep. We can.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Niranjan. Thank you so much for like creating agents on the go, right? So some of you might be wondering, hey, we saw these agents, right? But how do we sort of extend these agents further? How do we add more capabilities to it? How do I connect it to my systems, right? So what we just saw is just the beginning. So you can add SharePoint grounding, connect APIs to your LOB apps and extend this agent further. So in this part, we'll talk more about that and how you can extend these agents beyond what we just saw. Uh, yeah, so let's take the example of the IT self-help agent, right? In the free version, we saw that you can, either ground it on a file, you can write instructions, you can refer to some files and ask it to reason it over that. Uh, if we try to extend this further, what we see right here is beyond your instructions in web and SharePoint, we can now also add connectors to it, right? So these might be first party connectors, your Power Platform connectors. So you can connect to your ITSM applications and you can do like CRUD operations on top of it. Further, if I want to extend this beyond that, you can go, under the license tier, you can surface it under different apps. You can again do SharePoint grounding as well. It has tenant grounding as well, so it can refer to your emails, chat, personal tenant data, and use that to reason over it. So I have some examples of it. We can see it in action. We can see some of the preview of how that looks like. So let's take the example of ITSM agent, right? So let's say I ask my agent, how do I request a new device? Beyond instructions, this agent can be grounded on SharePoint and it can refer to that SharePoint file and reason over it and tell you that, hey, this is how you can sort of address that. And in fact, I actually want to show you how SharePoint grounding is done. So I would just like to quickly switch to an actual agent and give an example of how we can do this. Allow me a moment. Awesome. So this is an agent that I was working on. This is the agent that we saw as well, IT self-help. We have the name. I have added a nice icon to it. We have description. You have your instructions. In this, you can see that there is no knowledge at the point, right? So what I did is I've created a sample SharePoint site, and this SharePoint site has a document, IT self-help resource, right? So what I'll do is I'll ground the agent on this SharePoint site, and I'll try to ask something that only exists in this SharePoint site. So it's as simple as just using this URL. I add the URL to the agent. It takes a little bit of time, takes 5 to 10 seconds to ground it on the SharePoint. So you see it appears here on SharePoint grounding, and let's try to ask a question to it, right? So I see something here that says that if you experience any connectivity issues, contact this email. So I'll try to ask the agent that what email can I contact in case of any connectivity issues.
Bhargav, suspense.
Yeah, so you see, it refers to that SharePoint file and it tells us that, hey, this is the email which is mentioned in the document, in fact, and this is how you can reach out and sort of build on that. So when we're talking over like building agents over coffee, it's really as simple as just using your knowledge sources. We'll talk about actions more in the coming slide. So actions are not available in Agent Builder. We can add actions, your first party APIs in Copilot Studio. We'll talk about that a little bit. Uh, so coming back to few of more examples, right? Let's say I want to connect it to my ITSM system. So I can ask, hey, that I'm unable to connect to the company VPN from home. This could be one of the queries. The agent knows what fields the API requires. So it tries to clarify that. Can you tell me the device type? Can you tell me the error message? Any recent changes, duration, all of that. Then I type in that I'm using this Windows 11 device. I'm trying to connect it, whatever my messages, my fields are. I enter those fields and it's able to take those fields and create a ticket on the go within the agent, right? And now I can, ask for status update. I can check if my ticket is pending, if it is open, closed. So this is how you can connect your, first party systems, your LOB apps in agents as well. So what we saw is all available in metered. I want to touch upon few of the advanced scenarios as well, which comes under the license tier. So let's say I have more scenarios beyond it that I want to do reporting on top of it. So in the under the license tier, you can surface your Copilot in different apps as well. You can surface it in Outlook, PowerPoint, your Excel. Let's say I'm creating a report, right? Your IT manager is creating a report and they want to know what are the ticket statuses for these. So I can directly under this surface, I can ask, hey, can you tell me the ticket status to the agent? And it helps me on this surface. Another example under the license tier is uh, code generator. So let's say I ask it that, hey, this is my previous month's data. I want you to compare it and create a chart out of it. So it uses code generator capabilities to generate a chart. If you see on the top right, I've also put a little star under there. That's because code generator is also available in under metered, and you can also use it in like fully licensed tier as well. So this is another scenario. Let's say I have another scenario where I require tenant grounding, right? So if we see this message, can you share some insights on team redistribution tasks, leaving out the resource working on hardware issues? So in this prompt, it understands what my team is, what my redistribution of tasks are, what is the resource that's not working in this team that's working on a separate team that's working on hardware issues. Again, using tenant grounding, it uses your chat, Teams chat, your email, and is able to generate a response by tenant grounding. So yeah, this
Raghav,
is something
this
with,
is the
yeah,
coolest part, right? When it comes to like having agents
yeah,
and being able to not just have instructions, of course, very critical. When you create your agent, you're able to give it specific instructions for it to follow. You're giving it guardrails, you're giving it a personality. Next, you're
yeah,
giving it some knowledge where you are either connecting to SharePoint or you're connecting through connectors to an external system, and you showed us how you are able to create a ticket or push tickets to like your
yeah.
ITSM tool or fetch answers from a SharePoint site.
Mm,
But I think what you showed within PowerPoint, where once you build an agent in once you build an agent once, you are able to see that surface within M365 in so many different places. So
yeah,
in some sense, wherever the employee is, the agent is there. So if I'm building a doc on Word and I want some answers and I have the agent available right there, that's really handy. Or I'm like you showed, like within PowerPoint. That's
mm,
really cool because multiple surfaces. The second
yeah,
part is the ability to have a conversation where, hey, I want some information from an external system, and
yeah,
then I also want some information from my own tenant. So
correct.
if I have the M365 Copilot license, then the work data is grounded, which is awesome. Then I'm able to do both. So ultimately, the premium version still has like a lot of value in terms of being able to switch between the tenant grounded work data as well as external data. So that's
Yeah.
really cool, I think. But if you build agents and have it be connected to external systems or the web or through like files or through APIs to an external system, you can actually have that be available for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly, Harish. And this is the part actually I also personally engage with the most. This is my favorite part, right? So once if the Copilot has your context of your work, what are you working on, your tenant grounding, your emails, your chat, it just becomes like a magical experience. So I can give it prompts, I can create agents and ground it on my tenant data, and it understands everything about my work already. So I think, yeah, one of the coolest parts, 100% about this.
Hey, my favorite is the free tier, folks. I don't do it like I mean it's
Yeah.
like if I create an agent quickly, I'm a pro free tier person too
Yeah.
because it's quick. It helps me. It's my own agent. I'll do a lot of things. So I'll have to stand by my free tier words too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think, and that means every organization's need is different, whether they want the Copilot Chat free tier enabled
Yeah.
for all users to be able to use a web grounded Copilot with agents, or whether they want the licensed Copilot, M365 Copilot one, where
Yeah.
they get more premium experience out of it. But no, thank you both of you for creating agents, showing the agents in action. That was really awesome. I'm going to steal the screen if that's okay, Raghav, from
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I also know that we have lots of questions, so I'm going to take a few minutes here before we jump straight to questions, if that's okay. So, in summary, Copilot is available for all in your organizations to explore. I know many people on this call have actually started exploring Copilot for all, and there are some folks from different organizations who are maybe earlier in that journey. So we appreciate everybody being on the call here, and there are lots of really good questions which we will get to in just a few minutes. Copilot is available for all, and if you remember seeing I'm going to actually like jump to a diagram that we had just shown. If you remember looking at this diagram, you can actually see how Copilot in its free version, in its M365 Copilot Chat free version, brings you the Copilot Chat experience powered by GPT-4o with a number of capabilities, as well as the second row over here, or the second section over here being agent experiences, which means you can enable this for everybody in your organization and create and provide agents for everyone. One, which is, of course, what we saw today, which is people can create their own agents and share agents with their team. Like a manager can create an agent and share it with his or her team or peers among themselves. Or you can also create agents at in a more centralized format and have an admin push it through to everybody in your organization. And as long as it meets these sort of elements in terms of whether it's free or not, yes, it can be made available for everyone. And the moment it starts to talk to your tenant graph, which is like files within your SharePoint, or whether it's when it starts to like when you start to use connectors to be able to like talk to other third-party systems, it is still it still can be made available for all. And the best part is it is on a pay per use basis, or pay as you go. So it's consumption based, so it's not at a flat rate. And so this allows you to actually have a tab on it, have a control over it. Actually, it's a great way to also measure usage and impact in terms of like how people are using those specific agents, which have more capabilities and is actually attached to your work data through like your Microsoft Graph or your Graph connectors. So I just wanted to reiterate this. I know there were a couple of questions about this. And of course, if you have the $30 M365 Copilot license, then that, of course, it's a premium version, and that gives you a whole range of other things that you can enjoy with M365 Copilot. So I want to quickly close off a couple of really quick things. We want to get started with this with you, and we are committed to making this happen. So first one is, if you are already on this journey and if you are already exploring Copilot agents and want to explore Copilot agents for all, what I'm showing you on the screen is we've obviously removed all the customer names, but these are all some of the most popular scenarios that we are working with other customers. So this is to help you get an understanding of what your peers or people who are exploring Copilot and agents for all, the kind of scenarios that they are exploring and want to enable for various segments or various different teams across their organization. So this, I'm leaving this as a slide of inspiration. Of course, I will also share the slide, but this is definitely like a small inspiration point for you to sort of ideate on some of these agents that you can use for your organization. Now, the second call to action that I have today is I will share all of these links I'll try and put it in chat right away, but you will get an email for everybody who attended with all of these links. The blogs here give you a lot of details about metering, about how the metering works, how much every message or every other type of message costs. What is it? There were questions about difference between building within the embedded agent builder that we saw today, and what happens if we go to studio, like differences about that. I'll give you these blogs for detailed views, and of course, apart from this call recording, will also share a list of demos which you can view and sort of understand how the experiences extend. The main one I want to actually take a couple of minutes to show you is the success kits. This is again public, available for everyone. So I'm going to stop my presentation real quick and actually show you. One is the Copilot starter kit. So I'm going to start putting these in the chat right away so that you can open it on your browser. This gives you an entire toolkit, an overview on how to set it up, things for your IT pro, members in the organization. Also, a whole range of scenarios for you to explore. So I promised you in the start saying we cannot cover the length and breadth of this topic, but thanks to like our extended teams who have put this together in sort of in a very like concise and comprehensive single comprehensive view, this should allow you to really explore this in its depth and understand this more end to end. The second part is, this is one of many sessions I hope that our team will run, Copilot Agent Roundtables. Today's topic was Copilot Chat for All. We'll bring more topics on Copilot agents to you. But on this very topic, there are more sessions happening, of course, in a different time zone, but there are a lot more sessions happening which go deeper into specific topics around the user experience of it, or around how do you what is the secure AI part of it, or how do you realize value through all of this. So sharing this link as well in the chat, so open it, share it internally with your organization. And finally, documentation on this. This of course is a largely evolving space, but I will share the documentation as well for those who will find this useful. This again breaks it down into bits and pieces as to what this is all about, what are the protections, how do you manage it, and of course our favorite topic always being agents. How do you enable them? How do you manage them? How does the metering work? All of it end to end. Back to my last request, which is, hey, you might be somebody who's already exploring it. You might be somebody who is just getting started. It doesn't matter. There were lots of questions. We're going to try and answer some of them in the last 10 minutes. But if you want to set up a session with us in saying, hey, I have some scenarios in mind, I want to go and deep dive into this, or I've already started to build it, I have a few doubts, if you can help me resolve or help me discover from scratch in terms of how to go about this. Or dare I say, I'm certain you have feedback about like how we can improve these sessions as well as the product itself. In any of those cases, please reach out to us. I will drop a form in this chat real quick. It's a very simple form. You just have to fill out your name, organization, how we can reach out to you, and if you have any scenarios or questions for us, and we'll set up individual sessions with our extended team to go through it and see how we can help set up Copilot agents for all within your organization. And with 10 minutes to spare, I'm going to open up for conversations and Q&A, and I'm also going to bring out my camera. There were lots of questions. We're going to try and answer some of them from chat, and I'm going to nominate some folks from my team. Okay, first person I see is Satya on my chat. So Satya, if you're on the call and you want to come on video, Niranjan, you're also on video. That's great. There's lots. Anybody who's question on the chat that regarding Copilot agents that we missed? Sorry, I'm just scrolling up now. Feel free to maybe like just unmute or raise your hand and you can ask the question. Yes, Yash. Fastest finger first. So go for it.
Yeah, hi everyone. It was a really nice session.
Thank you.
Yeah. So two things which I wanted to actually have your inputs on. We are using this Copilot extensively in our entire organization for summarization tasks. So two inputs from you. First one is regarding the OCR capability. I mean, for few documents that are PDF based or scanned ones and that are bulky, we actually face some challenges in it. So how do we go ahead with it? The first question. And the second is that actually we created, building up agents also with the parameters and, the repository and information base. But when we compared the results with the original M365 Copilot versus the agent, there were deviations in the results. So how do we cater upon this?
Awesome. It's a big question, and I have so many questions in return in terms of, hey, how was the agent set up? What is it talking to? What is the size of the files or the volume of the data that is referring to? I have so many questions, so this might be just first thing I would say is please. The form that I will share, I'll actually put the form in the
Yeah,
chat
yeah,
itself
yeah.
so that yeah.
Sure.
So we'll have to. I mean, I'm not sort of running away. We'll try and answer partly your question, but I think having a setting up a session with you separately to really understand where you're blocked is something that we can do. Now to the first
Definitely.
part, which is around OCR, is that an agent that we are referring to, or is that
N365.
okay, this core M365,
Yes,
and
yes.
you're trying to use OCR. I
Yeah.
want to put somebody on the spot here to be able to take that in terms of whether that's an out-of-box capability that we have today, Satya, or is that something that we know is on its way?
Yeah. Currently, if you upload a picture, right, like it is able to understand what's happening in the picture and so on in M365 Copilot. If you upload a PDF with images inside it, it's going to extract mostly text and images. If the PDF is going to have text, it will be able to reason through the text. But if the PDF has images inside it, the text is actually scanned images, then
Hmm.
Copilot is currently not equipped to understand what's inside the image, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if your PDF has those things, we will take it as a customer feedback. The team is already working on this. So that's something that you need to keep in mind when you are using PDFs with images in them. The other part is bulk PDFs. I think the link that was shared on the chat on the character limit that we have. Whatever you're giving to Copilot, and it's not just a Copilot thing, right? LLMs all over the world has a certain memory. Think of it as in computer world, you have the random RAM memory, right? Like things that you can keep in memory for it to reason over and analyze. That memory is a limited space. So parts of the document will get into the first few characters. This is 36,000 characters for Copilot. Will get into the memory of Copilot and it will be able to reason over it. But if it's longer than that, then it will get truncated. So that's also something that you should keep in mind. The document that was shared on the chat provides you all of this gotchas that you need to be aware of.
Okay, got it. I will fill up the form and then we can
Yeah, yeah.
connect also on this.
100%. I think we need
Thanks a
to
lot.
deep dive on what that agent does and what you're expecting and see where it is. And the link, Satya, that you mentioned, just want to like retag Yash on it. I know
Yeah, it's a
it's been a
little
busy
bit.
chat.
I think it was shared by Anshul, but it was a little bit up. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
sharing it.
awesome. We can take a couple of more questions. I might mispronounce your name, Lata Sheshu. If I'm not wrong, please go ahead. I see your hand up. I think you had a question about SharePoint. Sorry if I
Yeah,
got it wrong.
that's correct. Okay. Yeah, firstly, and thank you for this interesting session. And one of my question was answered, and thanks for that again. The second question I had was, can the agent read the metadata of the SharePoint online document repository?
Yep. So currently, the metadata that it understands are the out-of-box ones, like the author, the date modified, last modified by, and some of the out-of-box metadata that we have along with SharePoint documents. I would
Mm-hmm.
assume this is custom metadata that you add, right? Like for
Right,
specific documents,
right,
for custom
right, right.
metadata support is coming up. That is an active feature that the team is working on, and once we have
Mm-hmm.
firm timelines, we'll be announcing that too. So do you think again, like please do put this question up on the link so that we can reach out to you once the feature hits through.
Thank you.
Yeah, but it's a fair question, and I think Satya, if I'm not wrong, this is a question that quite a few folks have actually asked. So this is something that we are working on. 2-3 minutes left. Saurabh, I see your hand is still up.
Yeah. So we are trying to build an agent to get the knowledge information. So we're trying to connect it using the graph connector. So first of my question was that can we use the graph connectors to get data from for the agents? That is the one. The second is how can we analyze the data? So whatever the answers been asked, if there is something which has not been asked answered by the bot, we need to work on it, create a knowledge on it. So we are trying to do something on that note. So is there any analytics where we can see and analyze what we can do better for the bot? These were the two questions. Yeah.
So on the first part, graph connectors you definitely can connect, sir. So you can get we already have some graph connectors up and running used by other clients and our other partners too. So that is definitely possible. You can bring in your external data. And the second question you asked was if at all the agent is not doing a good work at bringing it. Am I phrasing it right?
Is it when it has not answered the question, or
Yeah. Yeah. Not answered the question. So we want to capture those kind of things.
Got it. Got it. So what you can do is maybe you can set up another action to be like, are you satisfied? You can instruct the agent to ask, were you satisfied with the response to the user? And in case the user is not satisfied, maybe file a ticket. You can connect to a ticketing solution that file a ticket that is not able to answer, or also kind of send an email. All those
Yeah,
things
yeah.
can be.
So feedback, I understand we can add the feedback, but I was just asking, like, is there any analytics? Like, in the Copilot Studio, we have the option to see the analyze. So those things are there in this agent.
Directly
agent
from
analytics? I'll take this up and come back to you. What you're asking is, I know we have reporting and analytics. I don't know if anybody else from Microsoft on the call here can has the answers right off the bat. But agent analytics and the agent dashboard gives you a certain amount of information, definitely to help you in terms of understanding who is using and how much it's being used, and the metering side of things and all of that. What you're asking is, you want to know every time I
yes.
didn't answer a question, or like what questions were answered, what questions is that what you're really alluding to?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Satya, I don't know if developer mode might help here. Like, I'm just thinking out loud, but actual analytics on every question, I don't know if that's being built as part of the analytics dashboard. I don't think so.
Yeah,
Not yet.
currently it is at a usage and who's using which departments, functions. That's what currently the dashboards focus on. If you build a custom engine agent, this data is something that you will get depending on whether someone does a thumbs down, thumbs up feedback. You will get this data. If you build a declarative agent, that's something that we are adding more and more reports to this. So we could potentially get this up to get this up to the team that is building the analytics reports. We are coming up with a lot more analytics features that will be coming into the dashboard that you can see for to understand what's happening within your agent, who are using, and how well it's being used, and even a graph of the trends and so on. So we'll see if this particular capability is added to that. One question that I had was uh, the dashboard is currently the audience for the dashboard is admin, someone at an admin level, whereas whether an agent has responded or not is something that a developer would care about. The admin might not be the right audience for that, right? Do you see this being an admin dashboard, or do you feel like this is something that you need as a developer
Uh,
experience in
admin,
Copilot Studio or somewhere else?
admin. Edmund, I think I'll contact with Harish for this separately because we are facing multiple challenges onto that using the declarative agent for that. So I think we will have a separate session for that. So I'll just contact. But
Yeah,
for
fill
your
out the
answer,
form.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, sure.
with like some
But
details about what's happening, and I have a feeling you're already working with a few folks from our side on
yes,
this. So we can, of course, our team can now step in and understand this a bit more. And if some things are by design as to what it is today, then it is what it is today. And then if you have specific asks that we can take to the product team, this is the right team. We end up becoming the voice of the customer to the product team in terms of like what your asks and needs are. But that's a good question and a fair ask. Thank you. Thank you so
Sure.
much. I know we're a little over the hour. I know many questions. I have a feeling many questions were not answered, so we'll have to do this more number of times. Thank you, Niranjan. Thank you, Raghav. Thank you, Sneha, Satya, everybody else on chat. The whole extended team of ours who've been answering a lot of questions. Thank you so much to everybody for joining us. With more topics, we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye. Have a good day.
Thanks, Harish.